What's up, real estate agents? Are you looking to capture new leads and automate your value proposition? One of my favorite sayings is scale out your message and go deep on the people that are engaging with your stuff. If you want to learn how to do that and more, make sure that you watch this video as we dive deep on how to make that happen. What's going on, everybody? Excited as always to be here with you today. It is the week of Thanksgiving. So what are you thankful for, and what are you going to do to, crush it at the end of this year to keep that momentum driving so that you're slamming into 2024 with the gas pedal all the way down, right? One of my favorite sayings is full throttle or no champagne bottle. And so what are you doing to be able to pull that in? Tell me, what are you thankful for? And what are you going to do to finish out crushing it the year and keeping that accelerator slammed down so that you're hauling cookies into 2024? This week is a week to be thankful for. As always, in navigating that real estate jungle, I am Elliot, one of the co-founders of Zoodealio, and I'm going to be your host for today and walking you through a lot of really cool things. I would imagine in order to keep that throttle all the way slammed down like I was just talking about, we need to be able to scale up our message, right? It's kind of one of those things that where I describe as how do we go as wide and broad with our message as we can, then we use our technology to go deep on people, right? It's a concept. Should you go wide or deep on your client database? Well, when you have the ability to communicate a value proposition at scale, it allows you to go wide with that message. Then you want to capture the behaviors or the engagements, the clicks of the people, and then we go deep and focus our efforts on those particular people that are engaging with our stuff, because based on their actions, we know that they're more ready to transact. And we all know that time is our most precious resource, so we want to make sure that we are spending our time on the people that are clicking and engaging with our stuff, right? Something we talk about definitely on the regular here. Before we dive in, the last thing I want to kind of throw at you guys is when we're in a market of contraction, there's always an opportunity for expansion. Right? A lot of people will get discouraged because they're having to supply more effort, right? And this is exactly that time where we need to increase our volume and our certainty with our lead generation. This is without a doubt a massive opportunity for us pros to go out there and level up. We want to, again, blow up our message, make it massive in the marketplace. Then we want to pick up the phone and start calling the people that are engaging with our content. Right? So again, I want to give you guys a simple workflow on how we are going to do that today. One of the things that we want to do, again, as I was talking about before, is you want to be able to upload a database of people. Now, let's say that you only have 100 people inside your database. Well, what I want to do is introduce you to a way that you can absolutely grow your list continually. So whether it be Property Radar, PropStream, or even just your local title company, they're able to give you some mining of database, right? So they can pull a list of people, then you're able to reverse look up those lists of people or skip trace them, right? We want to obviously have data integrity, and then that's where a lot of times, depending on how you're going to get them into the place to where they're going to opt in, which is I'm going to introduce you guys to something that is allowing you to market and scale out that message in a massive way here in just a moment. But in order to a lot of times start, you're going to want to first initiate this with people that you know, right? So by working on people that we know, we're able to get them to monitor their home's value, trends, and insights, and more, right? This is without a doubt. I want you guys to think about Zillow, the Zestimate, Realtor.com, Redfin, all those different places. Now, just for reminding you guys from a stat standpoint, Zillow gets over 300 million visitors every single month. Redfin is over 100 million, Realtor.com is over 100 million, and those are all massively trafficked sites. And one of the more clicked on pieces that they have done in there is people putting in their address and checking their particular value. Now they could do it for their neighbor and everything else, right? So there's a lot of just, engagement that goes on, but this is exactly where the real value has been positioned for you guys to have an exclusive lead magnet. I'm going to say that again. The real value has been exclusive for you guys to provide a lead magnet. Now allow me to explain that. So a lead magnet is an exchange of value of what you're going to give to somebody for them to give up their contact information, right? So you're casting this message out to people that you don't know and getting them to register so that they can, you're providing something that they want, i.e. their home's real value, which is like the Zestimate, right? It's another form of evaluation for their home. And when you're giving them data, trends, and insights on their home, it's exactly what they're going to engage with month after month. Another example I'll use for you is like HomeBot, right? We all know that HomeBot has an amazing open rate and an amazing engagement rate. Now, the data that you're giving them is much different than HomeBot, and it's more along the lines of offers, options, and things that they can have that gives them the certainty and convenience that's always there at their fingertips. And of course, you're going to have the success stories and all of that I'm going to show you here in just a second. So again, as a point A place to start, you're going to want to cast this out or send this, upload your list, right? Which, for the record, you'll upload that into Zoodealio. You'll set the headers, right, from a CSV file. You'll upload those lists. Now, the other thing I want to make sure that everybody knows that it does is it will actually verify that email address to make sure that it's a good and valid email address. So that's one of the cool things that Blast does for you. The reason why it does that is because it's all about your send score to make sure that you're ending up in the inbox, right? If we are ending up sending and ending in spam and those types of things, depending on the filters that they have set up, that can be a challenge, and we don't necessarily want to do that. So that's why it's objective number one, to get ourselves to the inbox so they click and engage with our stuff. We're capturing that. We want them to see our message, right? If we're sending out messages that they don't see, it's all for naught. Okay, so the first thing I want to, we want to do is send it out to people that we know. Then they are going to get a report email, right, which is going to allow them to go in to Blast and be able to check that out. Now, here's the big first thing I want to talk about, because for, Rob, Joy, Kathy, John, Nicholas, all you guys that are on here, right? Just a few names I see from the get-go here. Delisa, Arthur, right? All of you guys. This is a game changer, right? What this is that I'm showing you is one of the most easy ways to scale up your database and get your message wide, like I was talking about. So allow me to share with you how this works. You 100% can put this in Facebook on a consistent, Meta, let's say Facebook, Instagram, on a consistent basis. Hey, would you like to monitor your home's value, get trends and insights and more for 100% free? Well, then register or click the link below and register, and you'll get monthly free reports on your home. Right, so just a simple video like that, right? Camera in the face, like we're talking about. You can post that on the regular. Then for those of you that want to be a little bit more aggressive, which is my firm recommendation, you drop a pin, right? A geofence, drop a pin on your particular office or your home that you work from. Then that is going to give you a 30-mile radius, right? So now it's open. You're not really having to worry about all of the fair housing stuff and all the difficulties that Meta has thrown at us with getting our ads active in today's times. It's just a 30-mile radius that you now are scaling out this message, and you put a daily ad budget behind that to where now you constantly are growing that database. When you do that and you watch what happens, it's huge, right? So then from there, down the road, I'll be talking about how the pixels planted on this page, and then we run our retargets and those things off of that. Because without a doubt, this has been designed to be an amazing lead magnet for you. And what this is designed is to be encompassing to all homeowners, not just homeowners that are looking to sell. That is the beauty and why I'm so stoked to bring this to you guys, because it's going to allow you to scale up your database in a massive capacity, right? Then from there, you constantly are sending the value proposition to these people. So whether they're ready to do something in 6 months or in 24 months, you're the one that's been engaging with them all of that time. Now, the next thing I want to show you guys here, and I'll elaborate on a little bit more, is the notifications and alerts, right? Anytime that somebody engages with their monthly report more than 3 times in 1 month, it triggers as a likely seller to you, and that you should be making contact with them, and that's all done through Zoodealio, right? So let's talk a little bit about this, because this is the blast page that the homeowners now get, right? So those of you guys that are on blast, I highly recommend that you actually run this and send this to yourself. But of course, if you want to be able to go in and see these blast pages, I will show you guys in a live scenario here in just a second how you can access this and see what reports that homeowner is looking at, and capturing all of the engagement. But the whole goal of this, right, is you guys will see. Let me actually do the opposite now. Let me give us a little bit more here. So I want you guys to see the different value propositions and why this is so engaging for the homeowner, and having it be very clickable. It promotes them clicking, right? I don't want to say clickbait, but it promotes them being able to click and engage with this in a month after month basis. So as you can see there, right, it's allowing them to adjust their real value, and that's going to lock in what that homeowner sees as their home's value. Right now, that anytime that they change that and they lock it in, you're going to get a notification as well that Mr. Seller or Mrs. Seller has changed their value, and they believe that their house is worth $500,000 more. Now that gives you an opportunity to make contact. Hey Rob, it's Elliot over at Mountain View Realty. Hey, I wanted to give you a quick follow-up call because I see on your home on Woodinville that it looks like you see the value is about $500,000 when the computer or automated value was returning that your house was $450,000. Yeah, we've definitely upgraded it, and we've done all those things. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, well, let me do this. If you wouldn't mind, in the system, it'll prompt you to upload some photos. What I could do is verify that value for you and just kind of let you know where you stand. That way, it's always food for thought. You know how much return you've actually gotten on that rehab based on the comparables in your area. Does that sound good? Yep, that sounds good, right? These are all things, especially a homeowner that has improved their property. They're going to want to know what the return on that investment is. And so use these moments to engage and start to build relationships, right? One of the things I talk about often is people want to do business with people that they know, like, and trust, right? And so that's the whole goal, is get them to know you, like you, trust you, and you are using this lead magnet to be able to build a relationship and showcase your services to them. All right, so let's move down. And I see I got some things coming in on the chat and whatnot. I'll get to those in just a second, everybody. Okay, next thing I want to click on here that I want to showcase here that's so different is it's not necessarily I'll take this deal. What this does is it's going to allow them to explore this option. So they would click on explore this option, and then it pulls them over to the discovery of what that particular offer is and how it works, right? So then now they also have the ability to have a video showcased about the different offerings right there. And then, of course, they can see all the different options that their home qualifies for. Right, each one of these, they'll be able to click, explore that option. And then, of course, this is a big thing right here, guys, is they're going to be able to see basically, almost kind of like a webisode of a successful cash plus of what it was acquired for, the improvement that went into the property, and the additional equity that brought. Now, here's what I love about this. These are all non-branded and brought to you so that you guys can showcase them as they are your own, right? And then the last thing is this is all branded to you right here so you can see it. All right, so now why are all these clicks and everything so important? Well, this is why. And I'm going to take you into a live account here in just a second, but I want to give everybody an overview of what happens here, right? So now all of this is captured, and you can see if they viewed it or if they've clicked and all of the metrics, right there. Now from an individual basis, you'll be able to see how many months they've been on it, how many times they're clicking on it. And again, the system is going to capture their behavior, they're clicking and they're engaging for you and then report it back to you. So you'll be able to clearly see what they've opened, what they've clicked, and all of that right there at your fingertips, so that it's ready to rock. All right, let's go into a live page here. This is where people can, again, they can adjust all of these things right here. All right, they're going to be able to click on this video, and it's going to keep them right inside of it. Right, and I am going to play this for you guys real quick because I think that it's important for you guys to be able to kind of see the quality that's going to be right there at your fingertips. Let me share the sound here.
I got a job transfer and we needed to sell our home.
We lived there for over a decade, and the house was outdated and needed repairs.
We were cash strapped, but had a lot of equity. I got an offer from a home flipper, but it was super low.
Our agent told us about the Cash Plus program that allowed us to flip our own home with no money out of pocket.
It was so easy. We were able to get an initial cash payout, move out, and they went in and remodeled the house. When our agent sold the house on the open market, it sold for over $100,000 more than what we would have got if I would have sold to a fix and flip buyer. And the best part about it is we got all that extra cash.
We couldn't believe it when we got the check for $100,000. It seemed too good to be true, but it's not. We highly recommend the Cash Plus program. It was life-changing.
So these are actual stories, real case scenarios, and actually even real homeowners on that helped us out on this particular ones that we worked with here in Arizona as we mapped out kind of the first one that we did this. So this is going to be a month after month, kind of use case scenario that we're going to be developing. So those of you that are on here that we've done some cash pluses with, we'll definitely be reaching out to you. The clients, those types of things, because again, this is kind of an ongoing project on that. And again, pretty excited to be able to share these stories and have them be publicized in a capacity that homeowners will see every single month. All right. So what happens is we're now in, the Blast dashboard on this. Let's go back into an actual account. Yeah, these are great numbers so far. As you can see, and this is, I hope Will doesn't mind me showing his here, but this is where he's getting great click rates and all of this off of, he's just having a nice slow send to start. But what I want to see everybody to see is this particular one, right, where you can see that it's been open, clicked, and if I click on this right here, I can come right in here and I can see their house, right? It's their Google Street View of their property that allows them to claim their home. Yep, they want to claim their home. They click on that, and it's going to pull them right into that dashboard experience that we just went through for everybody. So pretty cool stuff for you guys to be able to showcase to your clients and ultimately capturing engagement and scaling out the message in a very, very big capacity. Can we use the lead magnet outside of Blast? Absolutely. So you guys are going to have, so let me be clear on this. This is a Blast sign up page, okay? So you are going to have a unique URL for this particular page, right? So this URL is something that you're going to be able to put in Facebook ads, right, as the CTA button. You can put it in email campaigns as the CTA button. Right, anywhere that this is a landing page to get them to sign up, right? So if you want to cater things to your market specifically, where you maybe want to say, hey, Crystal Cove, hey, Chandler Heights, hey, Ocotillo Village, right? All of these different things that you want to do where you want to niche down in your marketing, that you can cater something to them from a digital asset. Would you like to monitor your, hey, Ocotillo Village, would you like to monitor your home's value, trends, and insights and see all the unique selling options that your house qualifies for? Then click the button below, sign up for free, and get a free monthly report, right? So like that's, again, just giving you an idea of what that's going to look like. Then it's going to pull them back to this opt-in page, and then as soon as they opt into this page, it's automatically going to send them a report, the Blast page, right? It'll log them right into their home, all of that. Then from there, they're going to get the monthly report. And what I want us to be watching for is that monthly report when they go from engaging month after month to where now all of a sudden in 1 month they're engaging 3 to 5 times with it, and this is the notifications / alerts are going to be going off, and then that's the people we want to be really reaching out to, right? That's prospecting smart, but then we're constantly scaling out our message, right? The bigger net we cast, the more opportunities we have to pull in more clients, right? Cast out that message, then we go deep on the people that are engaging with it. And when I say deep, that's where I'm talking about we're calling them. We are finding out a little bit around their why of what they want to sell. Where are they looking to move next? Is this possibly a situation that, what is this a probate? Is it a divorce? Is it a move up, a move down? Is it just a relocation, right? There's all kinds of certain things that we know as pros that we need to do, right? What's that needs and wants analysis for this particular transaction? And that's where we want to start capturing that engagement so that we can go deep and fulfilling people on that and continuing to scale out our value proposition in an automated fashion, right? That's how you guys are going to be adding a ton of deals to your bottom line right now when the market is contracting. Now the other thing too, and if you guys got any questions, because this is a new workflow that I'm definitely going to be hovering over for quite a few weeks. There's a lot of cool things that we're building on top of this that it's going to be able to, with partial leads as well, that you'll be able to scale out this, capture partial leads, have those come back to you, and then potentially being able to send them postcards. Right, download the CSV from inside Zoodealio, give that to your printer, and be able to do all those particular workflows. But keeping it on blast today, I want to know, ultimately, that everybody's clear on these particular workflows and something that you guys can connect with to be able to scale out your message and ultimately grow your database, right? That's why I want to just be crystal clear. You want to do more deals. You want to be able to expand in times of contraction. Especially one thing I want everybody to be thinking about, there's a lot of projections that a ton of agents are going to be leaving the business. Well, those ton of agents do a ton of deals. So there's going to be massive opportunity to be picking up deals from people, right? So what about the people that are having to go back full time to another job because they can't make it work? Well, what if you were to approach them, somebody in your office or those of you that are brokers or team owners, you can actually take their database, upload them and start doing this and tell them that when these happen, you'll pay them a referral or whatever you negotiate with them on that. That way they can still keep their license and be able to potentially make some passive money, right? Now you're tapping into that database to be able to ultimately earn the opportunity to work with new clients. So again, just thinking out loud on a way that you guys can continue to grow that database out there. And again, I'm going to talk about how we can acquire some lists here in just a second. Okay, so John, let's see. Yes, John, this is a new view, a blast. Let's see, is this the new offer dashboard? When available. So what that is the blast dashboard that we were looking at. As you can see, it's a little bit more intuitive. More going on, and the whole point of that is to get them to explore and engage month after month versus it being so serious of, hey, I'll take this deal. All right, Delisa, when will this recording be available? I definitely want to run a Facebook ad, and I'll probably double down on that and almost even probably pull it. Maybe what I'll do just for it so it's smooth, Delisa, I'll get a screenshots of every step along the way. That way you guys can see what to do, right, on the geofence and how we set those parameters. Again, it's pretty straightforward. Those of you guys that have, a Facebook ads account, when you go in there, you can, pin a location and run a geofence on that, and then you set the daily ad budget and press go, right? That's literally that simple, right? So a lot of times, it is a 30-mile radius. So if you can find an area that's either one that you work, a little bit, higher population density, that's just working smarter, right? Your ads are going to be served up to more people. And then from there, you're able to, again, I don't want to get into this too much right now, but then you'd be able to plant a pixel on this sign up page. The reason why you want to do that, you would have to have an additional ad set running on this. That would be additional ads for a retarget budget, right? So that's the beauty of it is you're able to now beat all of the Facebook, fair housing stuff. Well, you're compliant. I guess you're not able to beat it. It's just compliant, where people are engaging with your page, the pixel picks them up, and then your ads are reserved to them so that they sign up and they ultimately start getting your stuff. That's the whole point of it, right? Is you want to grow your audience so that you're scaling out your message. We want to make our message as loud and wide as possible, and we want to give them something of compelling value, which is monthly reports on their home, right? In its most simplistic fashion, that is what we're doing. Rob's question: when blast goes out, but it does not read it's a good email address, can we send out a second blast to them in a couple of weeks? If so, can that be automated? So yes, Rob. So two things on that that are actually coming down the pike on it. You're going to be able to add them to blast manually in a one-off situation that you can do now, which is what I would recommend that you do. If you just simply click on that button here, let's go to a live screen so I can show everybody this. So everybody, when you see this, if this is off, they're not getting blast. When this is on, it will be off. So for example, let's say that you had an email address that was bad, Rob, and it now wanted to do that. You would come up here to the pencil, or you reverse look them up, or you contacted them and said, hey Joey, I sent you something that I thought which was a monthly home report on your house. I know you're, hey, it's Elliot, how's the house going? How's everything? How's the family? How's the kids? Hey, the reason for the call is I actually was sending you a monthly report. Even though you bought 24 months, you may not be thinking about selling or anything. I just wanted you to be able to monitor all the trends and insights that's going on in your property as this is a value item I'm giving to my past clients, right? So that's where this is kind of like a past client script, right? Hey, I sent you this, but I got a bounce back on it, and I wanted to update the email to make sure that you get this free monthly report because my clients are absolutely loving it. Boom, you get an updated email address. You would then go down here, of course, click save. Then this would be off. Then you would toggle this back on, right? So that would be a one-off way to do it. Then from there, once you have that blast widget, you can absolutely still go in and add people in there and then scale it out. So that's how you're going to resend it in a one-off scenario. Or, of course, if you have a whole bunch of bad ones, you want to reverse look those people up in a mass list. Let's say that you were doing it through MyPlusLeads or some type of skip trace environment. You get a new list. You can re-upload that list inside of Blast as well. And that's where you are going to upload the users right here, right? So you have your list right here that's available, right? And you would import the users, you would click, right? This just for everybody on this is where we want to format the header, right? Typical, anytime most of us have uploaded a CSV file to our CRM or something like that, this is where you're going to go ahead and format that header, upload that list. And so for clarity on this, with our list and list scrubbing, the required information is going to be the first name, last name, email address. Of course, the physical address, because we need the property. You can't send them something around their property if you don't have their address. So you need to be able to do that. So let's discuss that piece of it real quick, because all of this data is very accessible in Remind, Monsoon. You can pull really huge lists, right? You can pull entire zip codes, subdivisions, grids, right? Depending on where you're at in the country, or counties, depending on what that population is, to be able to do that. Then some of these places are giving you email addresses. So if you want to go in and get that list, and let's say you have a list of 500 people and it only returns 100 email addresses, well, I would upload those people into Blast, see what emails that it will take to be able to send them, and then from there they will need to opt in. Okay, so that's where one of the things, I'm going to get to that strategy number 2 in just a moment. They will need to opt in. Okay. So the people that you send and they claim their house and they're opted in, fantastic. But before we continue on to that option number 2, what I would want everybody to do is, of those 500 lists, 100 has an email address, send it out, 50 people opt in. Well, then that leaves 450. I would go skip trace that particular 400, right, which is reverse looking up, and you're trying to get that contact information for those people. And that's where the launch campaign is still going to come into play on this, is we want to be able to, whether it be your CRM, et cetera, you want to have the launch campaign. You'll take those people, or the people that your not met database, right? That's what I refer to as a not met database. People that don't know you, people that you haven't worked with, and you really haven't had a lot, you've never had a conversation with them, but you want to get to know them, right? So what we want to do with that is we want to deploy the launch campaign to them in my CRM, okay? Then the CRM is going to capture their opens and their clicks / engagement, whatever your CRM calls it, right? Usually at number 2, after 2 engagements in that, I'm going to start trying to contact that homeowner. And I'm going to say, hey, and again, I would imagine you guys have heard this script before, but I'm going to say, hey, Rob, it's Elliot over at Zoodealio Realty. Hey, I wanted to give you a quick call because I see that you've been checking out my Cash Plus, my Become a Cash Buyer, my Sell Now, Move Later, right? Whatever value proposition is. I see that you've been checking that out, and I was curious, did you want to know how that program works because it's a whole new way to sell your house? Or were you just curious on how that works, right? Either way, they're going to say yes, or maybe they even say, I didn't open anything. I don't know. Maybe my assistant did. I'm not sure. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, no worries. While I've got you, the reason for the call is I actually wanted to invite you to something that we're offering that's totally free, and it's a new way to monitor the trends and insights on your house and gives you instant values for your home. Most of the homeowners that I send this to absolutely love it, totally free of cost, and comes to you monthly. Yeah, that would be cool. All right, awesome. It looks like I have an email address at rob@gmail.com. Is that correct? No, it's this. Or yes, right? Then they then you have that valid email address, and you can 100% send them that right there, and then they're able to grab that. And I will tell them, hey, this is an opt-in email, so in order for you to get these monthly reports, you're going to get an initial email that's going to require you to opt in, and then from there you'll get all the reports and everything in a monthly basis. Sound fair enough? Yep. Okay, cool. Well, you should have that email in the next hour or so, so when you get an opportunity, just open it and opt in, and you'll start getting the reports. Sound good? Sounds good. Boom. And then you're rocking and rolling from there. So that right there is, I want to be very, very clear on the workflow that you guys need to kind of look at and take a look at from there. So we talked about accessing lists, right? That's a huge capacity. We also talked about working with people that so that we get the value proposition in front of them, capturing those engagements, and inspiring transactions. When you guys give the ability to your clients, right, not everybody knows that you can go in and remodel their house and sell it for 50 to 100 grand more, take that cash, put it down on a new place, and get them the payment that makes sense for their budget. Not everybody knows that you can do that. And with rates, starting to tick down now, guys, we could definitely see a spike, right? If those rates start to go underneath 6.5, there's so many economists that really kind of show the affordability factor, that once it gets underneath 6.5, 6.25, things really start to tick and start moving. So that's where we need to be locked and loaded and be able to really kind of showcase to some of these homeowners, hey, if we could go out, find the home that you want because you have a couple people that have been on the market for 90 days, this is that little blip that you could take advantage, get the house that you want for potentially a little bit more of a reasonable price because they've been, sitting around for the last 90 days not selling. And then now with the uptick, their house is going to hit the market as a brand new opportunity. And if there's a flood of buyers that come in, it's all about timing, and you are the catalyst to making that happen to them. So if you had those people that are kind of, they were ready, but now they're like, I'm going to wait and see what's going to go on with this market. Now's the time to start thinking about those lists. Who can you go out there, get that cash offer, showcase how they can remodel their house, sell it for top dollar, take that extra equity and put it into their next house, or potentially buy the next house in cash, buying down the rate and getting the very best deal, right? So really, really cool stuff. Okay, Rob, you said here, ask. I'm not following you there, my friend. Is there a zap for blast? Yes. So you can absolutely zap in. Actually on that, John, that's something that what you're going to do on that, you would just zap all of those people in, and then you would be able to turn that on. One of the things that is going to come with that in the very near future, John, is you'll be able to, when you're zapping that in and you're creating the workflow for the zap of that list, you're going to be able to group them blast, and as soon as they're grouped blast, it'll automatically trigger blast to run. That's not out yet, but that is coming. Okay, Rob, you are live, my man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, and thank you for doing this every other Monday, and I enjoy the other Mondays too, obviously.
Yeah, today's a little bit more of, deliberate surgical stuff, but it's what's
She's
needed.
a little bit better looking, not much, but a little bit. My question is, I understand if you have a bad address, you have to get rid of it and skip trace it and all that. But what I'm saying is sometimes you send out a blast for them to be invited to their home value, and they might even read it, but if they don't click on it, they're not going to be opt-in. So over time, a week later, 2 weeks later, a month later, can we send that initial blast out again?
Yes. There's two.
And how would you do that?
So if you want to do it in a one-off basis, you literally just turn blast off, then turn it back on, and it will resend.
Easy enough.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the second way to do it is you would delete all those people from your list and then just re-upload them, and it will do it in a bulk fashion. So if you have 100 people, right, that you sent in, I would do it that way. I would delete those people, then I would re-upload them, because it'll resend in a bulk fashion when you do that. So you would do it in a one-off, right? If you have a handful of people, I would just click it off, turn it back on. And so actually that's not true. You can do it the way that I just said, or you can, if they're in blast, you can move them out of blast and then move them back over. So watch, let me show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because a lot of times I don't want to delete them because they can interact with your dashboard and not do the blast. So if someone's asked for an offer and they put it in their own property, I'm not going to want to delete that record just to resend a blast.
See how these people are in blast, right? And
you're not showing that screen.
Oops, thank you. So see how these people are they're in blast, right? This list. I would highlight the people that are not, and I'm not going to do this because this is an actual live account. I would click on this button right here, and it'll move them all back over here, okay? Then I would come over here and re-highlight those people, such as this, and then click this button, right? So they all move over at once. Boom, they would come back over here, and that will reinitiate them.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure, Rob.
I've been getting several accepted offers lately from people that will go to their dashboard on their own.
That's great.
From my launch campaigns in KV Core, which of course is what we want. To go over there and maybe, look at their offers, but not accept it. Maybe sometimes, I don't know if they're actually turning on blast themselves, but if they look at it, I'll turn it on for them. And just continue to follow up in KV Core and that type of thing.
Yep.
But I'm having quite a number of them that go there and even accept an offer, but I can't get them to the next step, because the next step, as you know, is the offers department is going to say, hey, you got to accept an offer, but we need photos. And I pick up the phone, and some of them even schedule time on my calendar, which is pretty cool. And I just had one this morning.
That's cool. Yep.
And actually had two from yesterday.
Awesome.
One that did a calendar invite and one that didn't. So I just called them up anyways because they accepted an offer. And it's like pulling teeth to say, okay, the next step is to get photos. and I'm just having a hard time for them to take the next step.
So are you offering to go over and get the photos yourself, or are you asking them to get the photos?
Well, these particular ones
Are they out of
were
state?
not local,
Okay.
and
So
I guess yeah, that is a correct answer. If they're local, you just go over there yourself. But if they're not
correct.
local, I'm just
Correct.
having a hard time getting them
So
to
yeah,
take the next step.
so he, I would make it as easy as possible. Hey, and I would also I would incentivize them, right? So, hey, Mr. Smith, I'm so glad that you got this offer. Tell me what it is that's interesting about this to you. Oh, I would start to uncover their the mission of their purpose, their why, essentially. Hey, well, let me ask you this. So, in order to, then I'm going to use that. They got to relocate, there was a death, there was this, right? Whatever the reason is, right? You want to uncover those things, and then you want to connect it to speed. Hey, in order for me to actually pull everything together and get you over to Colorado for that relocation that makes sense for you and your family, what I need to firm up this offer is we need to verify condition with these particular buyers, right? Even though we have an online, you're telling me that there was a MLS listing, the photos were updated on Zillow, whatever, right? Like, because again, those could be an objection. Oh, the photos are accurate on Zillow. I'll just send you the link. And I mean, honestly, the offers department can use that. As we all know, it's still going to be subject to inspection, and those would come up after the point. But if we could get updated photos, it's just going to make it a much smoother process. So I'm going to use that and say, again, I'm going to go uncover their why. Then from there, I'm going to use that and say, hey, in order to do X reason, what we need to get those photos to verify the condition and the accuracy of the offer, right? To that way we can move forward. Then from there, we will do a full-blown inspection, but we can actually move really quick on this. So while I got you, how quick are you wanting to complete this? Boom, right?
Yeah, I hear all that. I guess my biggest problem, what I hear what you're saying is, when someone accepts the offer, I'm just assuming that they're ready to go in. So I may not be uncovering their pain point as well as I should be.
100%. That's where that needs and wants analysis kind of needs to come into play. So I'd ask them up front, right? And I'm happy. So like, there's certain things that I actually have some people do that is for us on certain things, and I'm happy to share that we call it a qualifying script, but essentially what it's doing is uncovering motivation, right? Hey, what's a time frame that you're looking to get this done in? Okay, well, after you get this house sold, where is it that you're planning to go next, right? It's kind of those legacy scripts that we need. I'll still go back to those pieces, Rob, and that's where, again, uncover their why, right? What is it that they're looking to achieve with this? What is the time frame, and what hurdles, objections, what's going to stop them from moving forward? Hey, do you have any complications around being able to get photos? Let's play it all the way through on this, Rob, just to fully really help you out. Hey, Mr. Smith. Hey, I know you said that you were going to get me the photos for the house on Maryville Way last Friday, and I didn't actually get those in. I want to go to work for you and get you the highest possible offer on your home, but I'm not able to do that until we get those. So let me ask you, is there anything I could do to help you get these photos over to me so I can make sure that we seize this opportunity with this really good offer that we have on the table?
Yeah, I've tried that and even sent them Dropbox links and stuff like that. But I think the biggest thing I need to do is find out their why. Because again, my mind says, well, you accepted it, so obviously you want to do this, but they're not taking the next step, so I'm not discovering that why of the pain point.
Well, and I would try to I think most people by nature are somewhat responsible, right? So, I mean, I realize that that's debatable, but what I'm getting at is, hey, when do you think that you would be able to have these to me? That way I could report over to the buyer. Hey, the buyer's pretty hot on your property, and I want to capitalize on this opportunity that's in our hands for you and your family here, based on X reason. And so, when do you think that you would be able to have those over to me?
Yeah. Now, my last thing I say is, just because they accepted an offer doesn't mean they know, like, and trust you yet.
100%. 100%. That's another reason why I will ask them, hey, what about this offer makes sense for you, right? Is it the number? Hey, are you aware that you could actually sell this house and lease it back for up to 60 days or up to a year, depending on which one they picked? Hey, even though this is a cash offer, are you aware that we could actually rehab your house and get you top dollar and potentially put more money in your pocket? That'd be pretty cool, right? That's how you're going to start building more trust, is by showcasing the benefits, or you're using features and benefits of an offer to build more of a relationship. You're building trust and rapport when you go in there and you start showcasing to them how you're going to ultimately put more cash in their pocket. I want you guys to start thinking about long game. You absolutely need to focus on people that are trying to transact right now, right? I was 100% groomed in the business to try to find people, prospect for people that were looking to sell and then, or do something, decision in the next 14 days, right? Which is super quick, and it makes it so it's a very finite pool, but it keeps you feverishly looking for people that are ready to transact. That was way before we have all these systems that we have today. So what I want you guys to do is to think about how you can grow your list, grow your database, scale out your message. You heard Rob talk about it, who is using Blast, and he's also using the launch campaign in KV Core. He's casting out that message, right? Capturing those people, then implanting some of those other people that are a little bit more ripe into Blast, where they're potentially going to transact in 18 months or less. But I want you guys to start thinking about trying to find grow your database, look at turnover rates, and then from there inspire transactions and build value through unique value propositions that you are bringing to the marketplace. When you can solve a problem in the marketplace, it doesn't matter if their best friend is a realtor. If you can do something that fits their need better than their best friend, they are going to most of the time use that particular service that you are bringing to them because it solves a problem for them and their family. Certainty, convenience, rehab, more money in their pocket, right? Their friend's not going to get mad at him because you come in, bring a buyer that buys their house for cash, rehabs the house, and now they sell the house for an additional $100,000 more. That is an amazing, compelling opportunity, and one way you guys are going to 100% bring raving fans, right? The way I define raving fans is something that I do one deal with and it brings in another, right? Imagine if your business, every deal you did instantly brought in another, a 1-to-1 ratio. Everybody would be slamming it and crushing it, and your business would grow at such a rapid rate with that. So with that said, I appreciate you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Nothing but love, appreciation to you, your families. Make sure that you take a moment to recharge, but also be thinking about how you're going to grow those lists, scale out that message, and ultimately go deep with the people that are clicking and engaging with your stuff. As always, thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Their best friend is a realtor. If you can do something that fits their need better than their best friend, they are going to most of the time use that particular service that you are bringing to them because it solves a problem for them and their family. Certainty, convenience, rehab, more money in their pocket, right? Their friend's not going to get mad at him because you come in, bring a buyer that buys their house for cash, rehabs the house, and now they sell the house for an additional $100,000 more. That is an amazing, compelling opportunity, and one way you guys are going to 100% bring raving fans, right? The way I define raving fans is something that I do one deal with and it brings in another, right? Imagine if your business, every deal you did instantly brought in another, a 1-to-1 ratio. Everybody would be slamming it and crushing it, and your business would grow at such a rapid rate with that. So with that said, I appreciate you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Nothing but love, appreciation to you, your families. Make sure that you take a moment to recharge, but also be thinking about how you're going to grow those lists, scale out that message, and ultimately go deep with the people that are clicking in. What's up, real estate agents? Are you looking to capture new leads and automate your value proposition? One of my favorite sayings is scale out your message and go deep on the people that are engaging with your stuff. If you want to learn how to do that and more, make sure that you watch this video as we dive deep on how to make that happen. Also using the launch campaign in KV Core, he's casting out that message, right? Capturing those people, then implanting some of those other people that are a little bit more ripe into Blast, where they're potentially going to transact in 18 months or less. But I want you guys to start thinking about trying to find grow your database. Hey, as always, thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you for walking through this automation of learning how to magnify your message. And let me remind you, in this moment of a market contraction, there's always an opportunity for expansion. And when you scale out that message and focus in on those clients that are engaging and interacting with your stuff, you are going to do just that. Expand your influence in the marketplace. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel, and as always, feel free to share this. And remember, you could always be helping out a fellow entrepreneur and helping them do more deals and crush it and dominate in the marketplace just like you. Thanks for watching. And automate your value proposition. One of my favorite sayings is scale out your message and go deep on the people that are engaging with your stuff. If you want to learn how to do that and more, make sure that you watch this video as we dive deep on how to make that happen. The deal you did instantly brought in another, a 1-to-1 ratio. Everybody would be slamming it and crushing it, and your business would grow at such a rapid rate with that. So with that said, I appreciate you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Nothing but love, appreciation to you, your families. Make sure that you take a moment to Hey, as always, thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you for walking through this automation of learning how to magnify your message. And let me remind you, in this moment of a market contraction, there's always an opportunity for expansion. And when you scale out that message and focus in on those clients that are engaging and interacting with your stuff, you are going to do just that. Expand your influence in the marketplace. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel, and as always, feel free to share this. And remember, you could always be helping out a fellow entrepreneur and helping them do more deals and crush it and dominate in the marketplace just like you. Thanks for watching. $100,000 more. That is an amazing, compelling opportunity, and one way you guys are going to 100% bring raving fans, right? The way I define raving fans is something that I do one deal with and it brings in another, right? Imagine if your business, every deal you did instantly brought in another, a 1-to-1 ratio. Everybody would be slamming it and crushing it, and your business would grow at such a rapid rate with that. So with that said, I appreciate you guys. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Nothing but love, appreciation to you, your families. Make sure that you take a moment to recharge, but also be thinking about how you're going to grow those lists, scale out that message, and ultimately go deep with the people that are clicking and engaging with your stuff. Hey, as always, thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you for walking through this automation of learning how to magnify your message. And let me remind you, in this moment of market contraction, there's always an opportunity for expansion. And when you scale out that message and focus in on those clients that are engaging and interacting with your stuff, you are going to do just that. Expand your influence in the marketplace. Remember to like and subscribe, and as always, feel free to share this. And remember, you could always be helping out a fellow entrepreneur and helping them do more deals and crush it and dominate in the marketplace just like you. Thanks for watching.